This video is about how to hold a violin or viola, but specifically what the left hand should look like. So I'm going to demonstrate this with my viola first. So once we have the viola on the left shoulder or violin, what we want is we want the wrist to be making a straight line. And then as you can see here, I've got a space between my thumb and like the palm of my hand. So I'm going to show you it from this side. Yeah, I've got a space between, like, here's the palm of my hand by my index finger and here's my thumb. So we want to maintain that space. So one way to get a sense for that is to make like a little skinny V with the index finger and thumb. And then what we want to do is, like, we want to set the neck of the instrument in that little V. So you can see it there. So that's the little V. So the points on my hand that are touching the neck of the instrument are the pad of my thumb right here, kind of above the knuckle. So you can see how here's my knuckle bending, and I'm just touching it right here above the pad. And then on the index finger side, I'm kind of resting it on like the bump where my knuckle is. So it's just gonna sit right there, between there and there. And that's what it looks like, or yeah, proper left hand position looks like on viola. On violin, especially if you have longer fingers, as you can see, it'll be a little bit even more pronounced. Like, it's a little bit more space because the neck is thinner. So that's what that looks like. Yeah, you can see how there's a space. And then one way that you can also get a sense for this is you can take like a marker, like especially like a thick like whiteboard marker or a Sharpie is good, and you can put it right there to remember to have that space. Another thing you can do is you can, this is kind of funny, you can wear like roller skating gloves or anything, like any kind of brace that keeps your wrist straight but that allows your fingers to move. And that also reminds you to not collapse your wrist inward. Collapsing the wrist inward like that is one of the biggest problems that I see, and the issue with that is that then your fingers don't go down right in the right places. So if I had like finger tapes on my violin, like 1, 2, 3, if I go like that, it messes up the angles that my fingers need to make to reach the tapes because it makes everything further back that way. Yeah, another issue is that you can't shift positions if your wrist is like that. So that'll affect your ability to play later on if you're ever trying to play outside of first position like that. Like here, I can't collapse my wrist over because like the shoulder of the violin's in the way. So yeah, the reason why people tend to collapse the wrist is that it's easier to rest the neck on the palm than really between this pad of the thumb and then the side of the index finger. But that's a really crucial skill just for having good intonation, like putting your fingers down right on the tapes, and also later for shifting. Oh, and then one last suggestion, if you do not have like a brace for your wrist, what you can do is you can kind of make a homemade one if you like take a ruler and you just wrap with like athletic tape around your arm. I also recommend that.